I'm Sean Chalfin, Grand Rapids, Michigan, and this is another complaint to the FBI with new information. And I am going to implicate both GoDaddy and IBM working together to defraud me with 3 of my domains: Suit.style, Cars.flights, and Vegas.baby. There are key individuals I'm going to point out in here as well. I believe that GoDaddy is working with SoftLayer, which was purchased by IBM, to defraud me. I believe that SoftLayer is hosting malware, as well as GoDaddy is hosting malware. They're doing this by creating an overlay on my website, Suit.style. The overlay is the one that's malicious. Suit.style, it has some malicious files in it as well, but what they're doing is avoiding malware scans on the victim site, like my website, Suit.style. It doesn't pick it up, but what they're doing is redirecting the visitor to the malicious overlay, which has all the malware on it. I'm going to show how I believe GoDaddy is working with SoftLayer, which is IBM, to defraud me. First, I want to show that SoftLayer Technologies is IBM. Also, the name servers that SoftLayer uses is both their own and network layer. SoftLayer Technologies redirects right to IBM. If you search SoftLayer within IBM's website, you'll see that SoftLayer is now IBM Cloud. The who is ICANN of softlayer.com is IBM. Now you'll notice that they have 4 name servers. The other is network layer. And the who is of network layer, the registrant, is Matt Serlin. And the organization that is associated with him as a registrant at network layer is DNS Destinations. And here the administrative contact is Grace Mikowicz at IBM. The domain is registered at CSC Corporation. Now, Suit.style DNS check is maliciously pointed at this IP address. That is not the IP address it's supposed to have. Also, the host name for Suit.style is right here. I'm going to copy this. Come back over. I'm going to work with Safari. On this side on the right, I have Chrome. The reverse IP search for what the A records of Suit.style is pointed right to here, which on the left, you'll see there are 32 domains listed on that IP address, which is hosted at SoftLayer Technologies. And again, I want to make it a point. SoftLayer Technologies redirects to IBM. Now, the reverse IP address, 169.61.58.162, is where Suit.style is maliciously pointed. And you can see it. It's right here on the left. Suit.style is maliciously pointed at Software Technologies. Now, also on this IP address is that host name, which is located right here, sl-reverse.com. And I'm going to cut and paste it. And we're going to put it in the Chrome browser. And it is malicious. I'm going to put it in the Safari browser. It is malicious. Suit.style is maliciously pointed at these A records, and the host name is sl-reverse.com. Network layer shares the same name servers as SoftLayer. Again, the who is Matt Serlin, and the administrator of that website, Network Layer, is an IBM employee named Grace Mikowicz. By the way, today is February 5th, 2023. So I'm going to compare Network Layer with SoftLayer. Both startup authorities are at the same place, SoftLayer. They both have similar name servers. Now, the DNS history of these are different. Before I get started, I want to identify who the registrant is here for Network Layer and DNS destinations. Matt Serlin. Let's Google him. Matt Serlin is GoDaddy Corporate Domains. He runs that department. There's the team. Notice that I have been accusing Nima Kelly of their general counsel, GoDaddy's general counsel, for being involved in this. And she's not listed here anymore. She resigned. But Matt Serlin is Network Layer's registrant. So now I have been able to tie Network Layer and GoDaddy together with SoftLayer. And I want to make this point again. SoftLayer is IBM. Now, let's go back to this malicious A record, which is not where Suit.style is supposed to be pointed. And we're going to look that up. And you'll see it's right here. This is IBM, SoftLayer. And then underneath of it is the hosted SL-reverse. And we're going to focus and study the virus activity in these two links right here. Now, I am using VirusTotal. The first thing I want to do, again, is illustrate that this link right here, the host name, by just sticking it in a URL, and again, it's malicious. And that is hosted at SoftLayer, which is IBM. That is hosting my domain, Suit.style. And it's deceptive. It's malicious. This URL, which is hosted by SoftLayer, has multiple redirects, and it's malicious. And there are two redirecting chains. That is malicious as well. the serving IP address, which is right here in Suit.style, if we click on this, it is SoftLayer. And SoftLayer is IBM. This is what you get if you Google that particular IP address. Some of them are malicious. And this is SoftLayer. And so now Virus Total, this incredible website, is saying that SoftLayer is hosting malware. So let's click on that, which ended in a deceptive site. And here we have this particular site. And by the way, this is IBM. This is IBM that's hosting my website on their servers, and it is malicious. SL Reverse has 4 name servers. Network Layer, which is Matt Serlin of GoDaddy Corporate Domains. SoftLayer, which is IBM, and other of the same, but one off. And here is the who is, and you could see that they're redacted. The registrant is redacted, but we've already identified the registrant. And so the relations, oh, hey, what happened? I lost my malicious files. So SoftLayer, if we go into the details and the relations, you'll see that it has this communicating file. That is SoftLayer, and they are hosting malware. IBM has my domain, Suit.style, maliciously pointed at it, and they are hosting malware on this. So let's click on it and study it. You'll see that that file has all this malware attached to it, and it is hosted on a SoftLayer server. Now we'll pick one. Let's just go to the ones that, let's just get it started. Now we're going to look at what SoftLayer is hosting, what IBM is hosting. Now, again, I'm showing that my website, Suit.style, has an overlay. And the overlay is what's malicious. And this is the overlay. That's the basic file, and then we're going to look at the children. The communicating files. That is hosted at Namecheap within the basic file. This one is malicious. This one is malicious. These are the ones at SoftLayer. This one is malicious. I got a mess going here. Search the URL Suit.style, and you'll see that the site says it's clean. They're doing this millions of times, by the way. I'm not the only one they're doing this to. And I could show you the domains. So that serving IP address, Suit.style, is malicious. And it goes right to GoDaddy. Now we're talking about GoDaddy hosting malware on that IP address. Now, before I go any further, I want to talk about that IP address. We'll go back to security trails and look up one. We're going to look up Vegas.baby, which is my domain. And if you look into the historical records of Vegas.baby, it has the same, back in 2021, the same IP address as Suit.style. And it was hosted at Software Technologies, which is IBM, which is where Suit.style is. And you can see that it's been targeted. Vegas.baby has been targeted. I want to show how I ended up there. Suit.style. I clicked it in to Virus Total. The details. It has a redirect to that IP address. And that IP address is hosted at GoDaddy. This guy. GoDaddy Corporate Domains. Look at the details. Suit.style's overlay has a GoDaddy SSL certificate. I did not choose an SSL certificate from GoDaddy. This IP address has 10,000 communicating files. And this is really a super big deal. It is intent to defraud. In 2018, I tried launching Cars.flights over and over and over again. But back then, it's doing the same thing now. We'll go to Google, and if you type in Cars.flights /flights, it redirects to Expedia, Orbitz, which is Expedia. This is Kayak, Booking Holdings Inc. Cheap Flights is Kayak. Priceline is Kayak. You do the hotels, it should go right to Cars.flights. But it doesn't. It goes to the companies that are stealing the DNS. Even if you just do this, Google would reward you because you're putting a URL in the Google search box. Just like if you put in GoDaddy.com, you're going to get GoDaddy. If you put in GoDaddy.com /Darren Ruse, you're going to get Darren Ruse of GoDaddy Premier Services. If you get Cars.flights, it goes right to Expedia and Kayak. In 2018, I tried to launch Cars.flights multiple times, and it redirected right to Kayak. And there is 198.71.232.3. And if we go over here into the historical A records, 2018, you'll see that for 1 month, that is that IP address. And there are more than 10,000 domains at GoDaddy that are listed on this nefarious IP address. Now, over here on the left, you'll see Suit.style with the same serving IP address as over here. And so let's click on that. And it goes right to GoDaddy. And it is nefarious. That IP address, which currently it has this IP address, but this one was nefarious. And we click on the, oh, I've lost my permissions because I've been using this too much, but I already have it. But you can see that that IP address is flagged because GoDaddy has malware that they are hosting on this IP address that Suit.style just resolved to. Suit.style is resolving, and it's communicating with more than 10,000 files, and a lot of them are malicious. I've exceeded my welcome, but we've done this already. GoDaddy is hosting malware, and Suit.style is hosted on IBM software name servers, which is also hosting malware. We're not going to go through, but just one. There's so many. Could take a year to go through those 10,000 files that are on GoDaddy's server with that IP address. Suit.style. This is what you are redirected to from my website, Suit.style. You're redirected to GoDaddy hosting malware. And they are working with IBM to do this. So let's pick one. I'm just going to pick one. We'll pick the top one. Now, this is what you get when you go to Suit.style and get redirected off of Suit.style back to GoDaddy. That says low. Let's try to do one that's a little bit more nefarious. What's this one? It says low. Again, we are going to GoDaddy, to their website, or to their servers, at that IP address. There's the highs. For these four, that's a browser redirect. This is on GoDaddy's, that IP address, GoDaddy. Redirecting people off of Suit.style to here. Now let's go look at a few of them. We can't look at all of them. There's too many. Here are the children contacted. And you can click on any of these and it will identify what they are. I'm trying to find one from some of them have been around a long time. I hope my volume's working. I hear my computer just working hard in the background. And this will tell you where they're coming from. Oh, here's one. Malicious from GoDaddy. Squarespace. Right here in the good old USA. Namecheap. Namecheap's associated with GoDaddy. The Netherlands. Again, this is IBM and GoDaddy working together to defraud me. There's both malware on IBM's name server and there's malware on GoDaddy's servers. Oh my goodness. So, and there's nearly 10,000 of these. You could keep going. You could keep going. But we don't have time. So let's close this out. That was just one. We just clicked on one. We could have clicked on the Dynadot. Well, that's interesting. There are two. Right. Suit.style and the siblings. Let's see what's in the siblings, which is the subdomain. And then here's where it resolves. So notice the resolution doesn't have my, how blurry that is. It's not right. So it resolves at soft layer. Again, this should be my logo. There's the IP address. The 17 SSL certificates. Right. I never had 17. 17 SSL certificates? No way. Resolves. Here's where Suit.style resolves. That's GoDaddy. That's malicious. This was the same as Cars.flights. So it resolves there. It resolves here. That's Confluence Networks, which is GoDaddy. It resolves here, which is Right Side Group, which this is a big deal because that is in Bellevue, Washington. I gotta get that. Confluence Networks, which is in the Bahamas. Oh my gosh, look at it. And it just keeps on going. And so there's more resolutions for Suit.style. You can see that the domain is being used across the board where they're cross-origin resource sharing. Bellevue, Right Side. This is Right Side Group. This would be DefenseNet. instead of, what did I call it? Right side group. Let's check it again. 15542. Defense net, software, and defense net. This is fraud. This is Cars.flights. No, that's that Windows update. That thing pops up and I turn it off. I try to delete it. That's malware. The Windows update. Windows update. I don't use Windows and I get that thing popping up. Cloudflare, Cloudflare. And Cloudflare is the new Fastly, by the way. So, there you go. There's where the malware is. And I don't need to allege. Suit.style is maliciously pointed at IBM's software. It's being redirected from there back to GoDaddy. Back to GoDaddy. There's where it's pointed. And from there, that's the malware on software. That's software malware right there. They're hosting malware at IBM on that particular IP address. Apparently this thing needs a couple minutes to collect data. Suit.style. Just hammered. This is another virus. I picked another one out. See, and there's thousands of them. You can go through the list. I just love this thing, by the way. I do. It's fantastic. Wow. So you have the who is for all these viruses. The ones that are communicating with my website. Oh, hey, time to go. I'm going to have to buy that. I can see right now this is a fantastic service. Watch my volume be turned off. I'm so afraid of that. So, I believe that I have shown the FBI that both GoDaddy and IBM are defrauding me. And I am going to be able to show that they're doing this on a significant scale. I just picked out 3 of my domains. They're doing this to millions. GoDaddy is. Millions. Domains like Hyatt.com, Jeep.com, Target.com, and more, by putting overlays that redirect the traffic off and then back to where they get a commission for affiliate income. And I can show how, which I am going to do in other videos.